Assalamu alaikum viewers. Today the topic that I am going to present that is romantic English literature, means the romantic age in English literature in the history of English literature. As we have covered almost the till neoclassical age, and today we are going to complete or to present the romantic age in history of English literature. Why it is called romantic age? What are the characteristics of romantic age? What are the main features of the romantic age? And what are the major writers and their works in the romantic age? And why this age emerged? Basically, in this lecture, we are going to go present all though and all through it. Okay, viewers. Basically, let me tell you some historical background, but before historical background, let me share something. That romantic periods emerged as a reaction against the rationalism and restraint of the Enlightenment era. The Enlightenment era had been emphasized reason, science, and order, but the Romantics sought to celebrate the power of emotions and individualism and the mystery of the natural world. So basically, it also comes a part of there. Why that was the reason that the romantic age has been emerged. We can simply say historical background of the this age. So French Revolution. Basically, जैसे ही फ्रेंच रिवॉल्यूशन आया इंग्लैंड भी थोड़ा बहुत इंग्लैंड के लोगों को भी समझ आने लगा कि या there is a revolution that came in French and they got the freedom. Basically, what was the revolution? The basic feature of that revolution was the liberty, equality, and fraternity. So, uh, this revolution play a very important role before, or you may say, in the Romantic age. French Revolution. The French Revolution overthrew the government of a great European power from within, as I have told you, whereas the American Revolution is a destined organ. इस दौर में अमेरिका भी आज़ाद हो गया था, उसे भी आज़ादी मिल गई. So French Revolution is a victory of more radical democratic principles than those um, enunciated in the American Declaration of Independence. So ये सारी जो थी ये फ्रेंच रिवॉल्यूशन ऑल ऑफ दीज ये सारी बैकग्राउंड बनी बेसिकली रोमांटिक एज की. हम बात करने जा रहे हैं द रोमांटिक एज की. So viewers, the romantic period in English literature spanning roughly from the late of 18th century to the mid of the 19th century and was a transformative era that gave birth to a new way of preserving the world art and the human experience. So uh, romanticism that has been happened to the um, emerged and that has been happened in that era. Viewers, why it is called romanticism? Why? Because in this age, as I have told in the new classical age, के उस दौर में the people and the writer were limited towards the religions, were limited towards they were very depressed under the government and under the rules of the pope and soldiers. So वहाँ पे उसमें उस वक्त के पोइट्स पे उस वक्त के राइटर्स पे बहुत ज़्यादा पाबंदी आती. तो वो सब कुछ इस तरह आसानी से नहीं लिख सकते थे. लेकिन रोमांटिक एज में क्या हुआ? रोमांटिक एज में द राइटर वर स्टार्टेड टू से समथिंग अबाउट द नेचर, टू से समथिंग अबाउट द फीलिंग्स. सो इसमें क्या था? इसमें राइटर्स ने ज़्यादातर इम्पोज किया द लैंडस्केप, उसकी पोइट्री और उसकी लिटरेरी वर्क को दे वर कंसिडर्ड टूवर्ड्स के उसमें लैंडस्केप हो. लैंडस्केप मीन्स के वो लिमिटेड हो, उसमें कोई ना कोई जगह से नेचर के भी उसमें कुछ ना कुछ हो. मतलब कि they were taking interest in nature, emphasizing on individual expressions of emotions, imaginations. St. Coleridge is the biggest examples. His work is the biggest examples of the highly imaginative poet. So they started all of these things, social rules and conventions. So romantic quality or spirit in thoughts, expressions, and actions. So all this comes in the work of the writer of that age. Why is this called romantic? That was the reason that this age is called romanticism. Individualism and freedom was there in the romantic age. Romantics writer, they believed they companioned the individual and their unique experiences. They celebrated personal emotions, intuitions, and subjectivity. This focus on individualism often resulted in the exploration of personal desires, aspirations, and internal conflict. Imaginations and creativity were there in that age and the writing of that age. The Romantics held the imagination in high regards. They believed that the imagination could be translate reality, enabling them to explore the depth of the human experiences and emotions. This emphasis on imagination led to the creation of fantastical world, supernatural elements, and exploration of dreams and visions. Revolt against industrialization transformed society. Romantics often criticize its dehumanizing effects. They longed for a simpler, more authentic way of life and express for the rural traditions and were disappearing due to the urbanizations. At that time and at that age, industrializations were one of the great character, we can say, and a great feature at that age. This is why the romanticism came. Okay, at that age, the people were started going to the cities, industrializations. They were escaping the rural areas and वो गाँव को छोड़ रहे थे, वो जा रहे थे सिटीज़ को जा रहे थे और वो अपने आप के लिए कुछ करना चाहते थे. So this was the biggest we can say main और अहम feature है इस एज की कि after French Revolution. That's why the Romantic age has been emerged in its way. Basically, these are the characterization, imagination, intuition, idealism, inspiration, and individuality. Okay, these are the main features of the Romanticism era. Basically, supernatural and mystical elements. The Romantic period saw an increased use of supernatural elements such as the ghost and magic and the unknown thing. These elements were used to convey the mysterious and wondrous aspect of life beyond the physical world. So, these were also, we can say that supernatural and majestical elements were also the biggest way. That's why this age is called romantic age. Nature and emotion has been also discussed in this era. Romantic poets and writers were enthralled by the nature and the beauty. They believed that nature was a source of spiritual insight and an antidote to the artificiality of city life. This connection with the nature often led to vivid descriptions of landscape and exploring the sublime where nature's vastness evoked both awe and fear. The characteristics of the Romantic era: common men and childhood over urban sophistication. So, Romantics believed in the nature goodness of humans, which is hindered by the urban life of civilization. They believed that the savages is noble, childhood is good, and their emotions inspired by both belief causes the hard to soar. Emotions or रीजंस को वो इतना तलाश नहीं करते थे. अगर हम बात कर सके तो उस वक़्त के राइटर्स as compared to the reasons and the reality, they were trying to say something about the emotions. They were trying to write something that is more near towards the emotions, towards the imaginations. So all these are the main features and main characteristics of romantic era. Okay, students, as I told that these are the some highlights we can say. The Romanticism arises as a response of social and economical change caused by industrial revolutions. Wordsworth and Coleridge published Lyrical Ballad in 1798. Thus started the Romantic era. Keats, Bryon, and Shelley write their greatest poem in the early 19th century. I have just told in the highlight. Basically these are the main features के romanticism क्यों आई. ये social और economical changes जो कि industrial revolution और French revolution के बाद आई. So this was the romantic age. ये basically this was in the response. This age has been emerged in the response of the social and economical change caused by industrial and French revolution. These are the generations. I have divided all the writers and their works. I am going to discuss it, but these are the main writers of that era. Basically, as I have written and I have told, that Romanticism starts from the 1798 to 1837. So the whole writer has been divided into the two generations. And these writers and their work put their names in forefront of English literature. William Wordsworth, known as for his celebration of nature and his concept of the spontaneous overflow of powerful feeling in poetry, lines composed a few miles above the Trenton Abbey is the prime example of his nature-focused poetry. Samuel Taylor Coleridge, we can say it's S.T. Coleridge. So he was a co-author of lyrical ballad with Wordsworth, William Wordsworth. Coleridge explored the supernatural and dream-like theme in poem like the Rime of the Ancient Marine. So William Wordsworth and S.T. Coleridge both were the writer of lyrical ballad, uh, and these works and their work play a very vital role in the supernatural, and it was a dreamlike themes in the poem. So the best example of their work is the Rime of Ancient Marine as well. Lord Bryan, uh, Lord Bryan, sorry, he belongs to second generation and famous for his passionate and often rebellious poetry. Bryan's works like Child Harold Pilgrims so reflected his own restless spirits of his critic of societal norms. So all of their, we can say that they were talking about the supernaturalism, the emotions, and the natures. Robert Burns play a very vital role, and his great work play a vital role in the Romantic age. Jane Austen, B.F. Shelley, John Keats, Mary Shelley, and all their works play a very vital role. These are the two generations. First generations: Robert Burns, William Blake, William Wordsworth, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, Walter Scott, Robert Southey, and Williams Hazlitt and Charles Lamb. While in the second generation we have Jane Austen, Lord Burn, B.F. Shelley, John Keats and Mary Shelley. John Keats, known for his sensual and vivid poetry, Keats explores themes of beauty, morality, and the transience of the life in work like Ode to Nightingale and Ode to a Granian on. B.F. Shelley, an advocate for social and political change. Shelley's work, like Ozymandias and all of his work, focused on the theme of human aspiration and the power of the individual. So the Romantic period left in individual and a great mark on literature, art, and culture, and emphasized on emotions, imaginations, and individualism, laid to the groundwork for later literary movement. It inspired the rise of Gothic and fantasy genre, and its celebration of nature influenced the environmental and conservation movements. The Romantic legacy can also be seen in a contemporary literature where theme of the emotional explorations and the interplay between nature and humans experiences continue to resonate. uh, I'll simply say in the end that the Romantic period was a revolutionary era that challenged the prevailing norms and paved the way for a more emotions, imaginative, and individualistic approach to the literature. It remains a significant chapter in the history of English literature, inspiring generations of writers and readers alike. So hope you will enjoyed the whole age, the whole romanticism era that I have discussed. Still, if you have any questions regard this age, so you can ask in the comments, and keep watching uh, English literature course. I'm going to complete all the BS course, and keep supporting. Thank you so much.